chaos ensuing over the Boston Red Sox and Juan Soto speculation, and I'm here to break down all the bits and pieces so you guys don't have to, all on this episode of Red Sox Digest. But before we get to it, remember, if you're part of the 83% currently watching this video who are not currently subscribed, please scroll down, click the subscribe button. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We do appreciate all the love and support, so thank you guys so very much for all of that. But now let's get to it and break down what is going on between Juan Soto, Jeff Passan, and the rest of these guys covering what is going on between Soto, the Red Sox, and really all of the other possible suitors in this offseason. So let's get to it and break it all down. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I know we have missed some days, and there has been a lot of chaos going on in those days that we missed. But again, let's get to it. Shout out to Mick on Twitter, Beyond Average Mick, AVG Mick on Twitter, as he posted this on the 28th, on Thanksgiving Day, as he said, breaking news, the Boston Red Sox have signed free agent outfielder Juan Soto. The terms of the deal are still unknown, but I'm hearing it's a 12 years worth non-deferred money. Expect an official announcement to come within the next few days. Now, this took Twitter and really the rest of social media by storm when this came out, as he posted a picture of Soto and underneath this actual quote for a graphic. And then we saw Jeff Passan, who we all know and love, comment this on Twitter. He didn't reply to that tweet. He just tweeted this in general. And again, he said, I'm thankful for reporters who don't make up stories. I am also thankful that Juan Soto has not agreed to any contract, which means you can get off of Twitter and go spend the holiday with your family. Happy Thanksgiving. And again, this was again on November 28th on Thanksgiving Day, immediately following that tweet from Mick, where Mick then responded immediately to Jeff Passan's actual tweet, retweeting it with his own tweet, quote tweeting it, saying, again, from Beyond Average Mick, saying, don't be an asshole because you got caught with your pants down. Soto to Boston. And again, this is just obviously the last tip of the iceberg. There, ever since Soto and Boston has met, if you have checked social media, if you've been involved, just keeping up to date to see if Soto has ever or has yet signed with anyone, whether it be Boston or not, there has just been chaos flying left and right. It's different sets of speculation, different numbers, different years, different contract information going around surrounding Juan Soto, when to Jeff Passan, nothing has actually been signed yet. Nothing has really even come close to being agreed upon yet. And because of that, stop living on the edge. Nothing has happened yet. Let things go by. It is going to happen at some point, whether it's the Boston, either New York market, or wherever he does end up signing. We are going to find out. But again, as of now, we don't know anything. But again, Mick is very, very sure. And even Jared Carabas posted this on Twitter saying, I've seen the Mick report. Don't know if it's true. Just over here trying to eat dessert early and fantasize about Juan Soto on my baseball team. Again, this was immediately following both Passan and Mick's tweets. And again, I was with Jared on all of this. I saw it on my Twitter. I kind of tried not to fall over when reading the tweet. Then I had to go check, look through a few things. Then saw Passan's tweet, saw Jared's tweet, and really just entirely agreed with it. I was sitting on Thanksgiving. Obviously, I would love to see news that Soto would end up in Boston regardless of the day. But again, sitting just like Jared during Thanksgiving thinking, I don't know if I can believe this. I don't know if I want to give my hopes up. Is this true? Can we celebrate now? Are we celebrating too early? What is going on? Is Soto is actually playing for Boston? What is going on? And again, to clarify, as of the reports from Jeff Passan, nothing yet has been agreed upon. No contracts have been signed. Nothing of concrete actual information has happened between both parties in Juan Soto and the Boston Red Sox. So don't jump the gun and think that he's a Red Sox as of now. But again, it seems like things are continuing to grow. The relationship between Boston and Juan Soto seems to be very, very apparent. It seems like the Red Sox have a very real chance to go out and get someone like Juan Soto this offseason, despite it not being the right-handed bat or the pitching arm, either coming out of the bullpen or being in the starting rotation. It seems like Juan Soto is going to be the top target for the Boston Red Sox this offseason, and I can't really blame them. Obviously, we've had multiple conversations in previous Red Sox Digest videos about Juan Soto and specifically this Red Sox organization and how desperately they need two things, that being right-handed bats and that being pitching, without a doubt. And again, the pitching is probably most valuable in all of this because we have very little, whether it be starting rotation or coming out of the bullpen. We just desperately need the help. And again, shout out to Boston Sports Gordo on Twitter posting this quote from Ken Rosenthal on the Foul Territory podcast. As he goes on to say, and I quote, "The Red Sox, after sleepwalking through the past few off seasons, have finally arisen and awakened, and they're acting like a big market team they should." And that's the end of the quote, again, from Ken Rosenthal. And this is massive. We've heard quotes like this in before about the Boston Red Sox becoming spenders this offseason, actually going out and committing some money to these big-name talents to really improve their team going into next season. And again, we saw it with Mookie Betts. That was like the biggest piece of dynamite to go off with this Red Sox team, at least in the not too long past. But again, not paying him, having him end up in Los Angeles for a boatload of money that he was obviously more than deserving of. And again, Boston didn't pay him. He resulted playing for the most recent World Series champion in the Los Angeles Dodgers. And again, we don't want to see Juan Soto, who it seems like there's a real capability of him landing in Boston, going and landing with those pinstripes again, with those damn Yankees or any other team, an in-division rival in the Blue Jays, who have been the smallest suitor in this discussion, but again, still one that is involved in this conversation with Juan Soto. Another two of the biggest teams, two of the 5 teams, excluding Boston, obviously, are in the AL East, in the Yankees and the Blue Jays. These are teams we do not want to see go out and get Juan Soto. Obviously, we saw Soto in New York last season. We don't want to have to deal with that again. So hopefully, again, we don't have him land in division. That is not the Boston Red Sox. Obviously, the Mets are a very, very possible suitor in the sense that they have a massive ability to pay Juan Soto an absorbent amount of money, which is no surprise. New York markets always seem to carry the same really path there. But again, it seems like Soto, again, it seems like the Red Sox are going to be more than willing to go out and get Soto if they actually produce and put out the money and offer to Juan Soto, whether it be 12, 13 years, 600 plus, $625 million to Soto. Yes, that is a lot. That's demoting a lot of money to one player. But again, it creates a lot of just want and a lot of just the idea that, hey, the Red Sox are serious. They are spending money. Corbin Burns, Max Fried, these other very valuable arms on the market that we are involved in conversations with may end up coming to Boston, not only due to the talent we have on the roster as currently constructed, as it is phenomenal. Tristan Casas under the age of 30, Rafael Devers under the age of 30, Jarren Duran under the age of 30, Rafaela under the age of 30, Weiler Abreu under the age of 30. All these guys are key pieces starting on this Boston Red Sox team that are so very young. Devers has been taken care of. He's by far and away our best clear-cut talent. Obviously, Duran is right there behind him as he had a breakout year this past year, and we expect nothing less going from the years forward. But again, if you're Juan Soto and you're looking at this current team that went 81 last year, yes, not the greatest team in the even the AL East or really in the MLB in general, but again, then you look at the farm system: Roman Anthony, Marcelo Mayer, Kyle Teel, Braden Montgomery, Christian Campbell. These guys are legitimate threats to be in the MLB not only next season but for the years to come, and we may be very good for the next 10 years. Now, shout out to Not Another Sox podcast on Twitter. They posted this back in September, but again, the idea is still the same. These prospects are ranked in the top 100, all 6 of them, a lot of them coming in the top 30. We have a great farm system that is severely underrated up to this point. We're getting a lot of limelight. We're in the limelight, if you will, over the last 6 months, or not for the 6 months, if you will, because of this farm system, but we're so used to teams like the Orioles and other teams being at the top of this farm system conversation. And again, it seems like the Boston Red Sox have finally we got to the right page. We finally are all on the same page. We've finally had the talent and the youth really catch up to this Boston Red Sox team. And because of that, these young pieces, 20 years old, 21 years old, 22, 21, these guys are young. These guys are going to be involved in this organization, bearing a massive trade for another big superstar, obviously, like Garrett Crochet or whoever it may be, are going to be a part of this Red Sox organization for such a long period of time. If we go out and get someone like Juan Soto, another great piece that is under the age of 30, like all the players we mentioned earlier, Duran, Casas, Devers, who's been extended through the next 10 years. Now it's 9 years for the Red Sox. There is a lot of capabilities with this Red Sox team, and if we can bring in Soto, those other big pieces like Burns, like Tanner Scott, the closer, whether it be Max Fried and other offensive pieces for the right-handed bat conversation, it will just entice these players to come play for Boston for the same reason Soto did, but because Soto is now there. And again, I think this is really going to work out for this Boston Red Sox team. I really can't wait to see how these next 2 weeks play out. I think things are really going to pick up, and I can't wait to bring you all the news on this channel of Red Sox Digest. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.